Aloha and mahalo for joining me. I'm Janet, and welcome to the Call to Create podcast. I'm so excited that you're here today. Okay, let's get to our topic today. And today I'm continuing my money and finances week and the topics that I'm talking about. So, I was talking about something that you normally wouldn't think of when you heard the word investment or investment portfolio. I was talking about how an investment portfolio is not something that we're talking about investing your money in different places and, in the stock market or anything like that. This investment portfolio is about you investing in yourself. So I talked about two important things that I wanted you to put in your investment portfolio. And the first one was exercise or taking care of yourself because, I used the analogy of the oxygen mask in the airplane. And then the second thing I wanted you to put in your investment portfolio is about putting all your money, all the money coming in and going out on paper and being able to talk about money without getting upset or stressing out or freaking out about it. So those are two of the things that I want you to put in that portfolio. And today I have a third one. And there's going to be a lot that's going to go into this investment portfolio because you don't want to only have one investment in your investments, right? You want to have more. We want to diversify. We want to be able to include things that are important and that's going to help us. And so the third thing that I want to mention is, or have you put in there, is to take time every week, 30 minutes, a minimum of 30 minutes each week that you set aside to work on your finances, to look at all the money that you spent, log it. And you know what? The only way really that you're going to be able to remember the exact dollar amount that you spent is to actually keep the receipts. Now, I know for a fact because I've interviewed many women over the years and just in conversations with women. Most women don't keep receipts. Anyway, the ones that I've talked to, they don't keep receipts. Like when you go shopping or you go through a drive-through or you buy something or even your gas, most women that I've talked to don't keep the receipts. They throw it away. Now, how are you going to keep track of your money going out if you don't even keep the receipts and log it? Okay, now remember I said you don't have to be fancy. You can get fancy, but you don't have to be fancy when it comes to logging the money that's coming in and the money that's going out. You can just write it in a notebook or you can just write it on whatever paper you have. But it's more effective when you actually physically write it out. And I say this all the time because it's true. And if you can find a day now like a full week is 7 days. Okay, so we have 7 full days and there's 24 hours in each day. And in 7 days times 24 hours, that's 168 hours. So I want you to find a day and a time that you can stick to every week that you can spend 30 minutes to log down, all the money that's coming in and money that's going out. Take a look at your finances and spend some time. Okay, now if you freak out about 30 minutes thinking, oh man, that's just way too long because maybe you don't like dealing with money, then get your phone out, go to your timer app and set it for 30 minutes. Okay, you can do this. You'll come to realize that 30 minutes really is not very long at all. It goes by super fast. But in those 30 minutes, I want you to not only write down the money that's come in that week and money that went out, money that you've spent by keeping your receipts. Now, once you log your receipts, then, you can do whatever you want with it. You can throw it away, but make sure you hang on to any receipts that you could use for your taxes as well. Okay. But do all these things, and also you need to decide what your thoughts are about money. So in your 30 minutes after you've logged in all of that stuff, think about the kind of thoughts that you want to have about money. Write out what you're thinking about it. Does it stress you out? Does it make you sweat? Does it make you lose sleep at night? Because from what I know after interviewing women is that many women and their spouses have stressed out, and their money situation has kept them up at night, and they're worrying about it. They have a hard time going to sleep because that's all that's going on in their head when they lay down, and they wake up and they're stressed out about it. So money is the number one subject that people fight about in their marriages. So if you have that kind of relationship with your spouse, what I would suggest is to write on paper, right? Money coming in, total that up, all the money going out, total that up. And if it's, not adding up, I want you to be able to show that to your spouse. If he has no desire to deal with money, he wants you to just deal with it, or if you're having a hard time, just write it out and show it to your spouse. Have a conversation about it so that when you actually can see on paper what's happening, it may scare you at first, right? If the numbers don't make sense. But that'll start getting you to have that thought like, okay, something's not right and I need to work on this. But write out what your thoughts are in that 30 minutes. Write it out. What your thoughts are about money, how you feel about it. Is it giving you stress? Do you want to be able to have a better relationship with your money and your finances? Do you need help? Write out everything on paper about money and your situation, because that's the only way that your money situation will get better, is if you are willing to write it out. And when you see it, there's something amazing that happens. I talk about that all the time. It's amazing what happens when you write out what's going on in here out on paper. Okay, so that's the third thing I want you to put in your investment portfolio. I want you to have a robust investment portfolio. Okay, so we're going to keep adding things in there that's going to be so beneficial for you. It's going to pay off big time. Okay, because that's what investment portfolios do in the investment world and money world. Okay, I'm not an expert in stocks and all of that kind of stuff, but that's what they do, is they benefit you in many ways, right? Financially and other ways. But this is a different kind of investment portfolio for yourself that I want you to create. Okay, value yourself and take this time. Decide what day and what time. Remember, out of 168 hours in a week, please, you can find 30 minutes to take that time and do this exercise for your investment, for into yourself as well. And please share this podcast with anyone who you know would get great value out of listening to it, especially if you know that they're thinking about starting their own business. Or even if they're not, there's still great value that I share in each episode that can bring value to women, even if they aren't interested in starting their own business. And please rate and review this podcast. I would appreciate it. And thank you so much, ladies. I hope you have a great day. Aloha.